and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Violet Bird and this is episode 4 of my Boler 2020 camping series. Our latest adventure took us to Cherryville, British Columbia, and on the way we drove by the Armadillo factory, and I thought this was a great opportunity to take a poke around and see what it was all about. If you're a tiny trailer fan, the Armadillo trailer will already be familiar to you. These are modern, bespoke tiny trailers. If you want to learn more about the Armadillo, the direct descendant of the Boler, this video is for you. Please take a minute to tap or press or click the like button, as the YouTube algorithm likes that, and it lets me know that this is a series that you enjoy watching. If you do, please do. Without further ado, let's get to it. So let's dissect the armadillos. Do you think that these tiny trailers actually resemble armadillos? Let me know in the comments below. Armadillo began to produce trailers in 2015 with the intention to bring these great classic trailers into the present, using advances in technology, the manufacturing process, and hindsight. I think most Boler owners can agree that the Boler door sorely needed a fresh design. Thank you, Armadillo, for that. At the starting price of over $25,000, seems a bit steep considering the original Boler sold for $1,500, but adjusted for inflation, that's $11,000. So the question is, why is the Armadillo costing more than twice what the original Boler was? Let's find out. Do the improvements in the Armadillo warrant the increase in cost? Well, let's take a look at the factory and see. Colin at Armadillo took us for a tour about the factory and showed us some of the most amazing models. It is very neat to think that the original fiberglass molds are still in existence from 1968. They went to Bigfoot and then to Armadillo, but these are all Boler molds. So the Boler that I'm sitting in is going to have the same shape and setup for the most part as the Armadillos that are being produced today, with the exception of a few design tweaks that they've put in, like the door. Let's take a minute and think about the practical improvements of the Armadillo over the Boler, because that is the mission, to bring the Boler into the future. Number 1, Colin mentioned the importance of removing rivets to prevent leaks, and I can attest to this, as on our last camping trip it was very, very, very rainy and the skylight dripped all over the place on the floor. This rivet here is popped out. And the door leaked too. So the Armadillo, that's not going to happen because there's no rivets. It is instead manufactured with extra thick fiberglass and insulation, and the two shells are pressed together in that way. So no rivets, that's a good thing. Number 2, the door redesign on the Armadillo is excellent. You now have a straight door instead of a curved door, and that means repairs are going to be easier. That means that it's going to seal properly. Just completely avoid all the problems that the curved door presents. Yay for an improved design in the door. I would take that any day of the week. But I'm telling you, there's no way we're going to fix the one we have, so we're just going to live with it. Leave it alone. Sorry, Penelope. Your door is crooked. Most Boler owners will eventually replace the hinges. That can be a tedious process, and you don't want your door bending off and falling. I mean, I'll show you ours. We need to replace the weather stripping. But you can see right here, when we replaced the axle, we marked off how far the crack had gone to see if the axle replacement is actually going to prevent further damage to the frame. As you can see, our door is actually in reasonably good shape, I would argue. It's just, we definitely need that weather stripping because right now it's pretty naked and the seal's not very good. A sturdy frame can do a lot to prevent further deterioration, so fingers crossed at this point. Number 3 advantage of the Armadillo over the Boler is storage. Our Boler has excellent storage, but the access to it can be a little bit of a Tetris situation. Now look at the storage. You see what we're doing? So, put my stuff in here, and there's one on the other side too. Oh, hi guys. Cabinets. Ours are pretty messy right now, and that's pretty decent storage. Okay, now we put in these IKEA cabinets. The old ones had been pulled out. They almost fit perfectly, but not quite, as you can see. Let's see if we can zoom in. Okay. So when I want to access my blankets, my boots, my rain gear, my board games, it means that I have to take something apart, and it is just not my favorite thing in the world. With the Armadillo, it has undercarriage storage, so you can pull out underneath the trailer and store things underneath there. Completely access it, leave your living space alone just for living. It doesn't become a depository for your cooler or your everything. It's just perfect. And there's lots of smart cabinetry choices. Oh, there's the wireless charging.
Solar. Under storage drawer.
Oh. Jeez. Yeah, this certainly puts our little unit to shame. very beautiful. The cabinets in the Armadillo are better than the cabinets in my house. And they have the soft close feature, which is great because I have little children with little fingers. So I'm going to say the cabinets and the storage on the Armadillo, huge improvement over the Boler. Number 4, sleeping arrangements. Okay, so the backpack version of the Armadillo is very, 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 very appealing. 5 times appealing because there is a triple bunk option. And yes, I have 3 children. And right now, our sleeping arrangements are working because the kiddos are small. But as they get bigger, wouldn't it be lovely to just tuck them in? 1, 2, 3. It would be amazing. And the Armadillo provides a safety net for the little children, so they're not going to roll off the top bunk, okay? It's very frightening. You pull up the top bunk, you lie on it, you got these posts holding it in place, and you think, well, hopefully you put the light child on top and you cover the floor in pillows and an adult underneath, so if the child falls off, you can catch them, or you build your own baby rail. But the Armadillo, you don't need to do any accommodation in that way. You're just good to go, off to the races. Boom. Love it. I totally am not going to fall off, right? Alright, and down. 5th improvement, Armadillo over the Boler. You get the modern conveniences built into the trailer. Now, I love my porta potty, I love my camp stove, I love my cooler. They work well for me, but they are beautiful, modern, and built in to the Armadillo. Requires no thought, no fuss, no muss, no hassle. Plug it in, play, beautiful, no worries. Yeah, I mean, it's great. The lighting is beautiful. There's really cool LED lighting along the outside. So if you want to have like a party outside, there's built-in speakers so you can play music. There's like a little iPad holder. Everything thought of to perfection. 2020 is looking good in an Armadillo. These 5 qualities, and I know so many more, make it seem like Armadillo is the best option for you if you're looking at a tiny trailer that looks like an egg and is super cute. However, I think that we need to give the Boler a little bit of time in the sun, okay? So what are 5 reasons you might consider the Boler over the Armadillo? The first one is so obvious: price. The Boler is far less expensive than the Armadillo, and you don't have an option to finance it, so you pay once and it's done. You've got your shell, you don't pay anymore, which is good. However, it might be a little tricky to find a Boler. You have to look on secondhand markets. Sometimes there's an element of luck, an element of bartering, the human element. You don't know for sure if the person who's selling it to you is completely sure about everything that's been done to it. They've been around long enough that you don't know if there's mold somewhere. Just like lots of concerns buying a vintage trailer. Number 2, simplicity. All right, so you're spending less money on the Boler, which means less stress, less worry. All right, less investment is less risk. Less moving parts will usually mean less repairs. The fact that it's a less expensive trailer, less tempting for thieves. Put a lock on the hitch. You want to make it as difficult as possible for someone to steal your trailer because these are very, very cool things. Number 3, childhood memories. Maybe your grandma had a Boler. Maybe that's the Boler you're in. You've inherited and you just love it because you have sentimental situation memories of the Boler and it's already there. Number 4, awesome Boler Facebook community. If I had an Armadillo, I'd feel pretty weird asking to join the Boler Facebook community. All right, so there's lots of different Facebook groups, and I would highly recommend Boler Camping. So Ian Giles, actually he's from Calgary as well, but he has a website called bolercamping.com, and there's just a wealth of information and history about these really cool tiny trailers. So there is an established community. It is a big community, and a lot of people love these trailers, and they're special. There's only been about 10,000 of them ever made, which is super cool. Now that's not to say that isn't a limit on the Armadillos too. When I spoke to Colin at the Armadillo factory in Enderby, he said that they produce maybe 40 units a year, and since they've only open since 2015, 4 times 5, 40, so that's 200. There's probably about 200 Armadillos out there, so that's a really tiny club right now. Maybe it'll grow bigger, but for right now, the Boler community is much bigger. You'll have a lot more people being able to offer you advice, help, suggestions, tricks, tips, all that good stuff, because it's just a bigger, more established community. So point to Boler there for sure. Number 5. So the Boler is a do-it-yourself situation where you can learn skills. You can learn how to wire, you can learn how to paint, you can learn how to fix an axle, and it's user-friendly. There's nothing scary about it, and with the lower upfront investment, I feel empowered myself to work on this. This is a project that I get to be a part of. I have real investment in the things that go right, the things that go wrong. So there's like a little bit of fiberglass wardiness on the outside where we filled in where the furnace used to be, and I mean, we could fix it, we probably will, but for now it's like a memory. We did that together. If we replace the windows, that'll be something that my husband and I did together. And that's super, super special. If you're gonna get an Armadillo and have it custom built for you by someone else, you don't get that same investment. You still end up with a beautiful product that you've put a lot of thought into and planning, and you have a higher level of comfort. But there's nothing quite like messing something up a little bit and then really knowing it's yours. So from this video, you can probably recognize that I love tiny trailers. I love armadillos. I love bowlers. I love Bigfoots. I love trilliums. We play a game. Whenever we're driving, I have my phone in my hand and I am racing to try and catch a Pokemon. What I mean, catch a quick video of all the different bowlers that we see. And it's awesome. I mean, it's very, very exciting because it is a special community. It is a very unique kind of thing. It is very Canadian, and I think it's great. If I had the choice to have an armadillo or a bowler, what would I pick? And I would say, if someone was just going to give it to me, I would love an armadillo, because then my husband could take one trailer and I could take the other, and we'd have one trailer for the kiddos and then one trailer for us. They could sleep in the armadillo, we could sleep in here, and it would be just so private, so perfect. But then we'd have to get a towing kit for my RAV4, and that would be a lot more expensive in gas. But that would be okay. I would be totally fine with that. Now, if I had to choose between purchasing a bowler today or purchasing an armadillo, I would pick the bowler because that's more within my budget, and I do love having that personal touch. Now, if my YouTube channel explodes and goes to the moon, maybe one day, armadillo, one day, I'll start a high interest savings account and get to work on that. How's that sound? Cool? Cool. Thanks. You know your budget, you know what's important to you, and I hope that I've offered you some advice or maybe answered a question you didn't know you had. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave me a comment below, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out one of these videos every week, and you don't want to miss what's next. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bowler shape.
Yes.
But this is engineered. It's got a flat floor. It's insulated. There's no rivets.
Can I take a look?
Yeah, I'm gonna light it up here for you too.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So I just need to sneak past you and
Of
I'll
course.
put this key in.
Oh, it's beautiful in here.
Yeah, this is actually like my favorite.
Oh my goodness.
This was just a show unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll even get some heat out here.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you need one.
So clean. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Look at that.
I think you could stick an iPad on here.
Pretty much.